As we all know, reunification is not an easy process on anyone involved. And in reality, some people do foster with the intention to adopt, which makes it even more complicated. We have to reinforce that reunification is the primary goal of foster care. So it's important to make clear that about half the children in foster care will return to their families. Families who are fostering or want to adopt will rightly be focused on child safety and stability. So it's understandable how they can forget about children's families for periods of time. Or sometimes people don't want to consider them because of the abuse or neglect that occurred, and they're angry. However, as you know, the vast majority of children will want to return to their parents. It's the job of the parent who's fostering to support the child with these feelings. There are two major goals in this theme. The first is to help participants understand the reunification process. The second is to help participants understand their role as a partner to the child's family in the process. This is central to the NTDC curriculum. Reunification is the primary permanency planning goal. This theme works together but is distinct from the foster care a means to support families theme, which will focus more on how to partner with parents. This theme ties in the messages with the maintaining connections with siblings, extended families, and the community theme, but that theme doesn't focus on children's parents as these two other themes do. This reunification theme should take an hour and a half and would not be useful for families that will be adopting without the foster care system. However, the maintaining connections theme would be good for all populations because it has nothing to do with legal relationships. Now let's talk about the nuts and bolts in this theme. You'll start with a quick brainstorm on a whiteboard to get participants' initial thoughts about reunification. This is not about right answers. It's just to get them thinking and honest about the subject. For the rest of this section, you'll go through a series of slides that walk them through the reasons and steps of a reunification plan. Be sure to refer them to the online theme Overview of Child Welfare to understand this in depth. They'll need all that info. Section 3 is the bulk of this theme as it'll take you about an hour. It starts with a few slides that have roadmap signs. And this will help you to discuss Plan A, which is reunification in almost all cases, and Plan B, which are the other permanency options. Then we'll show an 8-minute video of a mom named Kim who successfully reunified, and she's shown with the dad who fostered her boys. His name is Dennis. This is a powerful video because they talk openly about what Dennis did to help Kim reunify. The Chandra case study comes next. In this activity, you'll have a volunteer read about Chandra's story, and then you'll break up into small groups to discuss how parents could support her. Oftentimes, parents who are fostering don't know what to say to children about their parents' challenges, so this is important to practice concretely. When you bring the groups back together, you'll go over some possibilities with a slide and a handout of suggested responses to reinforce positive language. After the activity, you get into a little discussion about working with the team toward reunification. It'll reinforce their role on the team and the importance of working together, especially when the child is struggling. You'll end this discussion with a simple but important slide about how important it is to support the child, including if they don't want to reunify. Here's some key takeaways from this theme. Parents who foster will be responsible to both protect a child physically and emotionally, and also to support children and their families through the reunification process. This support is an essential part of making reunification both possible and successful. It's not helpful when parents do anything against this plan because it's going to move forward either way, and that's simply not healthy for the child. Permanency is extraordinarily important for children. All parents and professionals need to rally around children's needs for this. Now let's talk for a minute about where you might experience some challenges in these themes. In the Creating a Successful Reunification video, there was some feedback that this reunification went smoothly, specifically because the mom, Kim, and the dad who was fostering, Dennis, know each other in real life. But in real life, they really only had a very casual relationship in the community. So while this did help a bit and they reference it in the video, That reunification was successful because they both worked hard at the relationship and they were so respectful of each other's roles. So you can comment in this discussion that later you'll work with a scenario where things didn't go so smoothly and they can see that viewpoint too, and that'll be in Chandra's case study. When we all embrace our roles as partners with the child's family, we have the opportunity to center participants and ourselves about the real purpose, which is to strengthen families so that children can return home safely. It is sometimes with the greatest challenges that we can all grow the most.